I think it's being as precise as possible, given the intelligence that both DHS, TSA, and the U.S. intelligence community have. And so as opposed to imposing a system-wide ban, they are looking at those areas of greatest concern. So, for example, there's almost 275 airports around the world that have nonstop passenger service to the U.S. called last point of departure. So this is only 10 of those, and so it is as precise as possible given the intelligence that says that there are threats out there.
Well, John, I wonder about that precision, because obviously now that there's this transparent policy, somebody who were willing to kind of try and smuggle something onto a plane knows where else to go. Was it an evaluation of the particular security measures at those exact airports that are now have this ban?
Well, so during my 4.5 years as head of TSA, we would look at both the intelligence, again, starting off every day with a classified intelligence briefing, as to what terrorists were intending to do, where they're intending to do it, how they're going to do it, and when, if we had that type of specificity, which is rare. And then you look at what countermeasures are in place at each airport. And so this is an amalgam, if you will, of both the threats and the capabilities, both the physical and intelligence on the host country's part there, and then what we know in terms of the ways that terrorists might try to exploit those potential vulnerabilities. So it's really a partnership with the host countries and the airlines to say, look, nobody wants to lose a plane here, so everybody needs to act out of abundance of caution and with prudence to say, let's buy down risk as best we can. And so this device is called emergency amendment. The procedure they use is simply trying to buy down that risk for identified threats.
Finally, I wonder whether or not a ban like this is a precursor to more restrictions on domestic travel. Should we be even thinking about that?
Well, it would be premature, I would say. Again, DHS and TSA in particular are really focused on being risk-based intelligence driven. So again, trying to mitigate risk through steps that can take actions that will limit the risk while still addressing the security concerns. And so if the intelligence says that the greatest threats are coming from these 10 airports, then that's where the security protocols are emphasized. If there is intelligence that indicates that somebody's trying to get on a plane in the U.S. at one of the 450 or so airports that the commercial aviation TSA provides security at, then sure, they would issue the equivalent of an emergency amendment called a security directive to say, yes, you need to exercise the same caution as you're doing internationally. But as we've seen really since 9/11, virtually all the threats have emanated from overseas, whether it's directed at the U.S., such as the underwear bomber in Christmas Day 2009, or cargo plot from October 2010, or liquids plot from August of 2006 from London. So all those different plots emanated from overseas. So that's what the emphasis is on at this time.
Yeah. Finally, one last question. The Times this morning mentioned that TSA has been on heightened alert, and we wonder if that is something that is publicly announced. Is it akin to a heightened terror level?
Well, so there are aspects to that, but it's really just trying to evaluate the intelligence on an ongoing basis, along with our assessment of those 275 airports around the world, and saying how are they doing in terms of, again, buying down risk. And if they're doing a good job, then the protocols that are in place may remain constant. But if there is increased intelligence or concern about security not being up to protocol, then TSA as a regulatory agency can, obviously fine an airline, or the ultimate penalty would be to actually ban travel from a particular airport or by a particular airline. So it's a significant hammer, if you will, to encourage, incentivize those carriers coming from those locations to do their utmost to provide the best security.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.